Thank God for YouTube comments. Some people have pointed out the fact that I've made a rookie mistake, and if I look at the soil and the black pine that I've just put in, they are right. Come on over here. This is Kanuma, and it's apparently acidic, and it's not good for the black pine. So actually, I need to remove all of this Kanuma, and I'm lucky that it's just on the side, and then replace it with Akadama. I'll use this for some other project. So this is the correction to that. We'll see how that goes. So because it's been in the soil for just under a week, I was able to just lift out the previous lump from the new softer soil, and not really, it just kind of came right out, so that was easy. I'm also going to put this moss back on. It's got some rhizome on the other underside like that I want to keep with the soil. I want to keep it from traveling up the trunk, but I do want to keep it with the soil. So I'll line that on the outside. I'll get some new mix of Akadama, sand, pumice. My climate here is really hot in the summertime, so I want to make sure that it has water retention for that heat, so not too much, doesn't dry out too quick. Soil mix time. So the mistake I made was I used this. What is this called? Kanuma. I used Kanuma for the black pine, and apparently it's really too much of an acidic soil. Good for azaleas, not good for black pine. So I had to remove that back out of the pot. Disturb the roots. It's only been in for 1 week, so it's not drastic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up a soil specifically for that black pine so that the roots can get nice and healthy. I'm going to use Akadama, black lava rocks, a river sand, and then some pumice. And I've been debating, but I'm going to put a little bit of organic material in there for a water retention, because I live in a very hot and humid environment, and my bonsais tend to dry out quickly. I'll have to water sometimes 3 times a day in the heat of summer. So I'm going to start out with a 50% Akadama mix. Go ahead and get this open. Let me go get some scissors. I'll be back with scissors. I moved inside because it's raining outside. I was getting rained on. I didn't want to get my phone wet or anything. All right. I'll do a scoopy measurement, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. This is actually a paint mixing container. It's at 2,000 milliliters. Let's do some lava rocks. Let's do roughly 1 scoop of lava rock. Okay. Bed. That was kind of cool. Bed sand. Okay. See, my measuring techniques are exact. And then I don't really want a lot of this. More sand. More lava rocks. Right, so I'm at 3,000 milliliters. And where is my organics? Okay, that's going to be my black pine soil mixture. I don't know if I can do this by hand. This works. I'll put the bottom of the pot thing on top. I'm just gonna shake it up. Didn't mix very well. Okay. That's a little better. It's not perfectly mixed. Maybe if I assist it. Yeah, that's much better. See? Not too much. I got a good... The sand is spread throughout nicely. This was the organics didn't want to mix up. Okay, I'm gonna go get this put into the pot, into the tree. It's raining, so I'm not gonna bring the camera. I'm just gonna grab my little bamboo stick. Oh, it's inside the house, and then I'll go ahead and get this in. I've now put in the new dirt that I've just mixed up, the new soil that I've just mixed up, and stacked it in, gave it a good water. Put the fertilizer back on, and grabbed some of the old moss. Put it back on. The reason I grabbed some of the old moss is it's got the rhizomes in it. Like this one here has got a whole bunch, and I want that. I want to get it off the bark here. I want to get it to bed down. Actually, I probably shouldn't put that right there next to it. Put it over here. I got to get this to dry out, clean this up. I got to come spray it with the vinegar. I'll do that later, slowly. But I've got the soil packed in, and the appearance of the soil is so much better than that other stuff, the kanuma. This is the kanuma that I took out. I'll use this for the azaleas or something. But this is much better. I want to go ahead and show you the tree. I want to show you the plan that I have for the tree. So let's go ahead and do that now. So let's start off with the fact that this has sat in the pot largely unmaintained for 12 years minimum. The dirt has been the same for 12 years, and that's fine. Pines can do that. So I went ahead and took care of the roots, because there was a lot of roots that were growing out of the bottom. So I got rid of those, and I cleaned up everything to see what the condition of the roots were. I want the roots to grow out before I get back into here. When I do, maybe if the growth up top is good enough, next year I'll take care of half of the pot, and then the following year I'll take care of the other half of the pot, just because this is a very mature tree. I don't want to disturb the heart of the tree, which is this core underneath the trunk, too much. However, that is dependent solely upon the growth of the foliage. If I take a look at the foliage, what you can see is there's a big dead branch right here, which is going to be a beautiful gene, another one right here. However, when I follow the trunk line out, you can see where the previous pad was all right here, right? So it had a much smaller pad, branch pad, and then for the past 12 years or so, it has done nothing but grow out straight like this, straight. And so I have no more foliage back here, and it's all up at the tips. And what I'm going to do is, in spring, the candles will come out. I'll go ahead and cut the candles and bifurcate on the second flush, in hopes that I can get this to have a lot of needles, get a lot of energy, push a lot of nutrients down into the roots. And then as it starts back budding, like this here is not too bad. Once it starts back budding, I'll go ahead and start taking off of the tips so that I don't kill the tree out, right? I think I could probably take this branch now, but this was too long. So the plan is to bring these pads down to a much smaller size, and get to the tree to have an actual shape to it. Right now it's just kind of a blob. It's got a beautiful trunk line, so I need to expose that trunk line. I haven't decided what I want to be the front. I have it in the reverse direction right now, I think, is from what I'm gonna have, just because the sun comes down in this angle, and I want these branches to get more light. There's not a lot of branches over here just because this one's dead. So I want this to get a lot of energy, a lot of light, to open these up so that these can back bud. like that, right? I need a lot more of that. You can see this branch over here. This is going to be my, there's a good focus. This is going to be my main frontal branch. And you can see the work that's been done on it. I only wired up a little bit right here for now. You can see the work that's been done on it and how beautiful it was. But all of these have died back, and then the growth has just shot out. So I'm gonna have to get this to back bud into here. Hopefully it does. But I'm gonna only do that through the health and vigor of these tips, and then exposure to the light down here. Okay, so that's the black pine. And I'm gonna put a shout out, I'm gonna do an @ to the ones that let me know about the soil, that I was using the wrong soil. I didn't know I was using the wrong soil. You probably saved me a lot of trouble, and I greatly appreciate it. So thank you guys in YouTube.